James Watson died this week. He was 97 years old and one of the men credited with the discovery of DNA. And if you know anything at all about this story, you will probably know that this story famously erased a woman, Rosalind Franklin, who took the X-ray pictures upon which the double helix DNA model was built. Without these pictures, Watson and Crick would not have discovered DNA or discovered it when they did, and they did not include her in the publication. And the Nobel Committee awarded the Nobel Prize to Watson and Crick after Rosalind Franklin died and explained her exclusion by the fact that you could not posthumously receive a Nobel Prize. This part of the story and other parts of the story which you will find if you go online, including some rather horrible citations on race and on women. All this means that Watson's death is an opportunity to speak about how we tell the stories of people who are larger than life in our societies. One way to see this is, but this was actually just a horrible guy who struck gold once and became famous for a discovery that was not really his own. And you could tell that story. Or you could tell a different story of this was a really smart scientist who was a man of his time, and the things he said are a sign of how much progress we have made since. Because in a way, people who age are a bit like time travelers, and the world sometimes changes faster than they are able to. You could tell that story as well. Or you could tell a different story, because the ancient Greeks, the mythical heroes then, they did some absolutely admirable things, but they also did some rather horrible things. Achilles sulking in his tent while his comrades are killed by the Trojans. Theseus leaving Ariadne on Naxos. These mythical stories are stories of excess. Heroes are people who go beyond the human in the good and the bad, which means their stories are reminders for us that we should live our lives in between, in the moderation. But another way to understand this, of course, is that when we view people as having done admirable things, we tend to give them too many passes. Being celebrated is a risk factor for doing rather worse things than others of your generation would have, because they might have been reined in a little sooner because they were not viewed with such rosy lenses as you were. Yeah.